USL is to bring all the elements essential for our lives or our society together. So energy, education, environment, economy, equality, all of them to bring together so that they can work much more efficiently, typically 5, 10, 20 times faster. So it's going to revolutionize bring the sustainable green economy and environment, and all this can start with the USL math education, which is contrary to the popular belief, but that's basically how it's working. Now, the global wealth gap over the past 200 years, 200 years ago, the gap between the richest and poorest is 3 times, and then at the end of colonialism, 1960s, 35 times, and then the get bigger and bigger these days, more than 100 times bigger. So this is inequality is a big issues, and if you talk about global inequality in terms of a per capita difference, the richest and poorest country, the per capita difference is 1 to 500 times. This is staggering. We earlier had money and love. What do you choose? Work versus pleasure. What do you choose? Now, environment and economy. What do you choose? The problem is quite often we sacrifice environment for the sake of the progress of the economy. So economic growth we keep on demanding, and environmental damage is made, and the inequality is increasing, obviously. And then all things put together, we have to balance the equation between economic growth, because all of us are addicted to the high consumption Western lifestyle, and then in the meanwhile, environment is damaged, the resources depleted, and at the same time, social inequality, the 3 types we are focusing on here right now: financial inequality, gender, and racial inequality. How do we resolve all these problems harmoniously and effectively? That is the main target of this. And if you look at all the continents seen here, horizontal part is corresponding to the, for instance, here, the PISA scores. There are more or less 3 years of differences in the vertical part corresponding to the 3% per capita GDP growth. Now, that means we have, once we boost the mathematics in a certain manner, it's going to be boosted into the economy. How does it happen? So as years go by, and all this GDP increasing, and in the middle part is going to be, lower part is a 2 years math education boost to the already very, very developed country, and the mid part is a mid-tier countries growing faster, and the upper part is going to be faster if it's the least developed and currently newly developing countries. And while this economically developing the world, and at the same time we are promoting sustainable green economy and its infrastructure, and which is a big part of helping the United Nations post-2015 development goals. Again, 5, 10, 20 times faster. If you look at the overall the GDP growth, this green part is the expected GDP growth over the next more than half century, and on the right side, green part, thin green part is if you have with the USL, if it is going to be globally, mathematics is going to be education is advanced 4 years. That is the change. And the far right side, the world difference. Without it, 10 times the GDP will grow. With the USL 2-year advancement mathematics globally is going to be basically 5.5 times the global GDP is in average is going to grow. So and this will take care of automatically inequality issue as well. Over the past half century, the inequality globally, in terms of economically, yes, inequality increases 3 times. But with the USL, with the ULF, once established from the United Nations, over the next half century, it's going to be reduced to 20 times. Of course, it's going to become a much better world. The economic revolution, 10 to 20 times faster again. So one of the examples I tried to demonstrate is globally over the next 30 years, typically without USL, economic growth, GDP growth is something like that. The basic logic behind the mechanism behind it is 2 years of math education advancement is going to be translated to the mid part of the map, 2% of per capita GDP growth, and on the left side of the map, this is going to be translated to 2.2 to 5% of boosting GDP growth rate globally. And this is basically the map of it, and this is the most important map of the current world we are trying to establish, URF. On the horizontal part, this is about 5 years of a level of math schooling advanced. It's corresponding to the vertical part, 4% of per capita GDP growth. And at the center of the circle this is the average. Now, if you advanced in the 5 years of math, advanced, that is going to basically cover the entire, the lowest, pretty much the lowest math performance country to the highest performance countries. And again, the 5 years of difference is going to be translated into the per capita GDP, and this is a translation map. And if you translate that, it's too big, so first we will break it into two parts, 2 years and 2 years, and then another 2 years advanced, or put together 4 years, and that will be easier for the people on Earth in general digest, because this is totally revolutionary. First we will start to advance 2 years, roughly 2 years, a little bit more than 2 years of math level, and if you do that, basically all the 10 to 20 times massive fast innovation happen. So in response to the cost is over 10 times cheaper than usual. Learning speed is 10, 20 times faster. Numeracy, literacy is going to be eliminated 5, 10, 20 times faster than normal operation from the United Nations, UNESCO. Math education reform time is, instead of taking 20 years, 30 years, taking 2, 4 years, so 10, 20 times faster. Economic growth, 10, 20 times faster.